Okay, this is going to be a short, not very short actually. It's going to be a video on how to do the circular cut demo. I will attempt to do this tomorrow in class live on Zoom, but in the outside chance that it's going to take longer in Zoom, I wanted this one up and it'll be more complete. So what I'm going to be showing you is how to basically create this view of a hamburger which has been chopped and rotated. So I'll go through the various stages of how to set up your masks and do cuts and pastes through this that will give you a somewhat more accurate way of rotating, manipulating the various circular layers that you're going to create. So, okay, let's get started then. So what I'm going to do then, I'm going to go to File and New and open a new document. And that's going to probably be a 6 by 6 inch document so that we have some control over the size of the document itself. Off to my side screen over here, I have a hamburger version that I captured, an image that I captured. So I'm going to bring that in. Okay, so there's the hamburger. It's on a layer of its own, and it's a JPEG. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to resize that because I don't want it all the way out to the outer edges of my space. So I'm going to bring that down in size. If I'd have been smart, I'm going to undo what I did just now. If I'd have been smart, I would have grabbed my Alt key and reduced it from the middle. So I kind of want it about that size. And of course, we got to clean up the area around here. So I'm going to pause for a minute rather than have you guys watch me struggle through that. But I'll explain to you what it was that I did. So basically what I did was I took and created a duplicate layer of the hamburger itself. This is the hamburger original. And I just cleaned out the background so that it's like this. And to do that, because the image, I had to rasterize it first so that I could actually go in and do something. And then I went up here and I grabbed my magic wand tool and worked my way around the hamburger, clicking all the way around till I, got the burger isolated, clicked and formed a pattern around there and then hit delete. So that got rid of all of the information, the extraneous information about the hamburger that I didn't want. So now we're back to the burger itself. I can take this layer. I'm going to take my background layer and unlock it. I'm going to grab the hamburger capture original and put it behind layer 0 and just leave it there in case I ever have to go back and do anything with it. I'm going to move this over so that it's kind of more in the middle of my screen. And I'm going to be on the hamburger layer itself. Now the first thing that we're going to want to do is we're going to want to establish some lines across here, guides to go by. And since it's a 6 by 6 image, I can very easily divide this up evenly into spaces. And I'm going to go to View, and I'm going to go to New Guide Layout. And I already had this set up, so it's going to come up with 12 even columns across, which means it's dividing the image 6 by 6 into half-inch increments all the way across evenly. I want this because I'm going to need it to establish my mask size or my masks for cutting out the circular patterns. So the first thing I'm going to do then is I'm going to grab my shape tool over here and notice that I have my color set to black by default in front so that it's going to show up as a big black circle over the middle of the image. So I'm going to grab my shape tool. I'm going to use the ellipse tool. And if I click anywhere on the document, and it's going to create this circle from the center. That's exactly what I want it to do. But I want it to be 5 inches because that's the distance from this particular grid line here to this grid line over here, leaving an inch on either side. So what I want to do then is I want to create one that's 5 inches. So you got to type in inches, otherwise it's going to give you pixels by 5 inches. I'm going to make sure that I get highlighted so it gets rid of all of the information at once. So 5" by 5" and say OK. It's going to create this big black circle right in the middle of the space. That's what I want. So now I have this ellipse, which is a smart object, and I want to take and I want to rasterize that because I want to be able to use it as a mask. So I'm going to call this mask. I'm going to call this mask 1. This is going to allow me to take my magic wand tool and select the image. You can see the marching ants appear around it. I'm going to shut it off. I'm going to go back to the hamburger layer. And now I can do an edit, and I can do a cut. It's just going to cut the entire hamburger out. And I'm going to do edit, paste special, paste in place. That puts the burger right back where it was, but only it's going to be on a layer of its own. So I'm going to name this one Burger 1. Because I have to keep track of these going down, or going up rather, as I go across. All right, so we've got the burger now located on a layer of its own. Just little tips of it are showing out here. That's fine. And you can do something other than a hamburger. You can do any image that you want to. But now what we got to do, we have to establish or change the size of our mask. So we're going to take the mask layer now, and we're going to duplicate that. And now we're going to name it Mask 2. Okay, and then we're going to take our magic wand tool and we're going to select it. And this time we're going to do Edit, Transform, Scale. Now you have to hold Alt down while you do this so that it makes the circle smaller from the middle. Okay, so I'm going to bring it down until the edges of my new area correspond to the next lines in. I'm going to shut off mask 1 so you can see how different that is. Okay, so now I've got the marching ants marching around mask 2. I'm going to shut off mask 2, go back to burger 1, and I'm going to do edit and cut. It's going to cut a section of burger 1 out, and it's going to do, and now I'm going to do edit, paste special, paste in place. Notice that that has created another layer over here, which is that portion of the burger that we just cut out. And I'm going to name that Burger 2. Okay, so now I can go back up to mask 1, or mask 2 rather, duplicate it again. I'm going to shut it off so I can see it better this time. We're going to call this one Mask 3. Using our magic wand tool, we're going to go around mask 3, and we're going to do edit, transform, scale. Remember, hold the Alt key when you drag it down so that it constrains it from the middle. Hold it down until it reaches the next 2 lines out, left, right. That's mask 3. Now we can shut that off. We can go to burger 2, and we can do edit, cut, and then edit, paste special, paste in place. Puts that portion of the burger right back where it was before, but now this becomes burger 3. So burger 3 corresponds to mask 3. We're going to go back up to mask 3. We're going to duplicate mask 3. I'm going to shut off mask 3 and name this one mask 4. I can probably do this really quickly if I just highlight that portion of it that I want to change and name it 4. Okay, and then we're going to go around that with the magic wand tool. We're going to do edit and transform and scale. And we're going to, again, hold our Alt key to constrain it from the center. Drag it down till it jibes with the next 2 lines out on our grid pattern or our column pattern. Okay, got it where we want it. Release it, not release it, but go undo here and go to burger 3 and do edit, edit, cut, and edit, paste special, paste into place. Puts it right back where it belongs. So now this is burger 4. And burger 4 corresponds to mask 4. So now we're going to go back up to mask 4 and do magic wand tool, click on it, and got to duplicate mask 4 layer so that we can now, I'm going to shut off mask 4 and make this mask 5 because this is the last one. It's going to be in the center. Again, your mileage may differ. You may do different things with yours. You may have far more circular patterns than that. So I'm on the burger 4 layer. I'm going to do edit and cut and edit and paste special, paste into place. And now I've got burger 5. Burger 5 then of course corresponds to mask 5 up above. Now, ostensibly I can get rid of my masks. I don't need them anymore, but I'm going to leave them up because they're shut off and they're really not doing anything. All right, so now starting off with the hamburger layer, we're going to leave that one alone where it was. I'm going to go back down to burger 1 and I'm going to do edit and transform and rotate now. And you can see I've got bounding boxes around this, but in order to constrain it so that it rotates from the center, again, hold down your Alt key and turn, okay, to wherever you want to. I'm just going to go that far, and I'm going to release it. Now I'm going to go back up here to burger 2, and I'm going to go edit, transform, rotate, and I'm going to rotate this one till I get it to about there. And you'll notice I'm not exactly precise because evidently my mask layers didn't come out directly from the center. And so they're off just a little bit, but that's okay. It doesn't really matter all that much. If you wanted to be really picky about it, you could probably get it so that the masks were rotating directly from the middle. Now I'm going to go to Edit, Transform, Rotate on burger 3. You'll notice the masks are getting smaller. And I'm going to rotate that one to about there. And then I'm going to go to burger 5 and do edit, transform, rotate. And I'm going to rotate the middle like about there. And that's how you're able to more carefully, if you will, make these masks. Now, after the fact, if they're not exactly aligned and you've got these funny little crescents and stuff, you can go back in and you can change those. I believe that's in mask 3. So I can take that one and with the area selected, I can use my arrow tools and nudge that over and up until it gets back to where it's supposed to be. And I can do the same thing with burger 5 and rotate that one until it's up where it needs to be. But you can see how now, and I'm going to go back up here real quick to view and get rid of my extras, and so you can see how that works. So anyway, that is a brief lesson in how to more carefully do rotational cutting, circular cutting and rotational manipulation of your image. Okay? Anyway, see you guys in the next video.